Welcome to a best of 7 show match decided by our tier 4 subscriber AOL Iron Maiden. He picked these participants. $40 for the winner. reGulate in the blue color. High level Loki player. So it's gonna be great to see what he can do here. On competitive mega random, no less, by the way. In the red color, this is Max Train, aka Shelty, in the red, playing as 4. And yeah, already getting the bits dropped apparently by Now That's Cheddarful, which is Cheddarful. Thank you very much. Alright, so it's a pretty standard rule set in this best of 7 series. The players get to pick the maps whenever they lose. In this case, Shelty has won a coin toss, and he decided to go with competitive mega random, which it seems like it's spawning a map that's similar to Watering Hole. That's totally fine. So far, the only difference I can tell is that this map has a Norse set of animals and water, and it's really just the terrain is different. It's just Watering Hole, guys, so don't expect anything too fancy. Anyways, Loki in the Norse Mirror matchup will be able to spawn a whole lot of myth units when they go around with the Herseer raids and hit some buildings. And the Herseers are generally faster as well, so that will all help a lot. 4 can't quite keep up by mirroring that, so you have to do something differently. Yeah, forgive any jankiness that's happening in this stream. I'm not really able to properly control much of anything. As my phone is now not directly connected to my OBS. Haggard style today. We're just hoping everything works, but so far seems okay. Anyways, we're gonna have the tower walled in, which is completely normal for what's going on. Shelty has deleted the individual pieces, so it's only a little bit of gold. Temple comes up for our Loki player, but Shelty only starting his one now, so there could be a bit of a discrepancy here. Looking at the advance time, it's already coming in for Seti 20% up. This will be a sub 4-minute advance. What? That's bonkers. This is a super rush build, but with a defensive temple for our Loki. Yes, this is a Vubli map. But you can also find it on the extended edition. Like, if you check the workshop mods, you can play competitive mega random yourself. That's totally cool. Let's take a look at the relics. We've got the monkey head, which spawns 3 monkeys for you when you garrison it in your temple. The toothed arrows gives you plus 5%. Archer or Chiroballista damage, which won't be happening much. Is it throwing Axeman as well? No. No. I don't think it is. Ballista, yes, but not throwing Axeman. Norse mirrors rarely go into the ballista stage. But yeah, guys, this is a completely normal Watering Hole. It's just all the same animals in terms of food weight, with the walrus kind of replacing the aurochs. I guess there's no elephant equivalent in the Norse ecosystem. It is what it is. Oh, we still have aurochs. Interesting. Well, it's gonna be a 4-Seti mirror in the end. Taking better fights than the Loki player will be essential for the 4. One thing you can do is, if you survive the classical age, fine, then you'll be able to go Skadi, whereas the Loki player will go Bragi, meaning that you get frost against the flaming weapons, can counter that pretty good. And that was the Dwarven Mine advantage as well. In the early game, Shelty being up 2 villagers total is gonna be a little bit of an economic lead, but then losing the tower and having a little bit of favor gained for the Loki immediately offsets most of that, to be honest. Especially if they can deliver a kill on one of these units. There are now 2 longhouses pumping out the throwing axemen non-stop. Which is a good start. This is a super long reinforcement distance though, so reGulate won't be able to take a fight very soon at all. Despite the earlier advance time, this is not how you capitalize on things. And against 4, are you really worried about getting harassed early? There must be a purpose to this, we just haven't seen it come to fruition yet. Just hunting dogs researched for reGulate, that's no surprise at all. Oh, that's a lot of upgrades for our 4 player, look at this, pickaxe, hand axe, pick sticker of course. The pickaxe, hand axe I didn't expect, honestly, I missed that. Very well walled in. Bear in mind, walls don't give any favor, so using that against Loki especially, well, any horse, but especially Loki, just means that you don't get to build up that favor-o-meter for spawning your myth units. So the spy on Avinder Steam Hugger. This guy needs to go back to the extended edition. Anyway. Have we got any extra longhouses? No, it's just a simple house being made in the middle for population purposes. Got a little bit of a split of units, which means that reGulate is looking to push her at the front, but at the same time hit in the back with the medium raiders now. Yeah, medium upgrade for Cav is actually super important for the raiding Cav because their health is just pathetic. The villagers can kitchen knife them. But with Shelty having built his base so well, I don't think there's a way in. That's a little gap there, enough for your mouse. But until these 2 trees are gone, I think it's a full wall off. And yeah, the barracks, the longhouse will defend for the moment. Yes, indeed, for the gamers in the chat, we have a little sponsorship today with Marvel Strike Force for the duration of this week. By the time it's on YouTube, it's not in effect anymore. But if you want to check that out, you'll be supporting our staff with pizza money, essentially. Oh, I see I didn't update the Showmatch link, but I will do that after this fight. As this is getting a little bit heavier. Now bear in mind the throwing axemen take bonus damage from raiders, but at the same time the Hersiers are excellent counters with their good hack armor. And with the throwing axemen doing hack damage, as long as they're not themselves getting hurt, they do some decent amounts against the raiders. They're not the counter, but it's something, right? An area has been spawned in already. Cannot make that, having gone for Seti, but the Hersiers still are able to spawn in the unit. Shelty putting on an absolute clinic here, but nobody gets to go to the hospital. Man, he just picked off so many units and barely lost anything himself. This is great for efficiency. He's going up Skadi, and his Frost Giant will maybe not actually be able to pop. Just a little bit of health left. Oh, that Einherjar will finish off the temple, I think. Oh my goodness, the troll just saved it. And we're gonna get the Frost Giant spawn before the temple collapses. Are you kidding me? What a defense. And a little bit lucky, if we're honest. But, I mean, Shelty did it. This is gonna make reGulate turn around and think twice about coming back. Shelty just needs to slap down some houses and he's good to go. Upgrade that medium infantry. And we're gonna be in a fantastic situation. That was freaking epic. Now having to kill animals to quickly get some myth unit spawns, reGulate knows he needs to work on something to make a comeback happen here. He doesn't have a lot of Hersiers, so he can't expect a lot of myth units to spawn in a fight should he take one. And our 4-player here, really getting upgrades right now is a key move. But should he actually just stop at maxed out population counts, he might even just go mythic. Which is crazy to think about, but it might be the case. Okay, okay. Go Starve. Would be viable if reGulate wasn't the person that's behind in the in terms of population, but like this, yeah, that's a tough cookie, buddy. Especially a super weak sauce right now, but they've got their speed, which is nice, and maybe they'll be able to hit a few spots or something. Troll picks off a raiding cav or two. Not bad, not bad. And you know what? Shelty might be a little bit caught out here, but that's still not enough cav, and they're still a little bit too weak to actually take on the entire army. I think it will be necessary for our Loki to cast Healing Spring and get these units fully healed up. Like, why not, right? What was that? There it is. Kind of wish the chat worked at the same time. Ooh, Rhyme is getting researched as we already have 2 free Frost Giants. So they're gonna be healthier. Oh, it's almost adding 200 health. A little bit of damage as well. So that's gonna be fantastic. Yeah, Frost Giants are awesome. As for reGulate, with Bragi, I mean, he gets access to flaming weapons. He gets access to battle boars, which he has a lot of gold. So I'd imagine he would try that. But Frost Giants counter battle boars very hard. Their whole buck attack doesn't even work on Frost Giants, and Frost Giants just freeze them, so that's that. Gotta be careful with these raiding cav. reGulate's ones are actually pretty low, so even if he completely surrounds those of Shelty, he will trade badly. Oh my god, he's gonna get walled in by the longhouse. Look at that. He's gonna get a full surround. This entire army is essentially toast. They're gonna try to break through the longhouse, but look at all the damage coming through. That's 4 of them dying, I think, and more on the way. Oh, they're not on attack. Okay. Shelty is reGulate, and reGulate is true. We had to increase regulation for this match, but maybe we'll have to decrease it for the next one. We'll start a referendum in the chat. Okay, Battle Boar gets frozen. That's a problem. Tyr is gonna be worshipped. Did not expect that. Would have expected the hell with Fire Giants at the end there. I'm not sure that Fimbulwinter will be able to do a lot of damage, honestly. There's not a whole lot of villagers all around. But with these throwing axemen kind of derping around and not attacking the Hearser, at least one Valkyrie gets spawned. That's a little win here for reGulate. He needs a lot more of those. So if you can run around and, you know, just gather a little bit of favor by attacking houses and whatnot, then maybe he'll spawn in a few additional myth units and... I think I'm grasping at straws, guys. These houses are getting wrecked, which means that reGulate will be regulated in terms of population density as well. Can no longer have babies, I guess. Shelty is just playing kind of out of his mind. Well, not out of his mind. He's just playing really solid, trying to defend. He's not really counter-attacking or anything besides these houses. Playing it safe, right? And he's doing very well at that. He's definitely the favorite with Baldur coming up at 50%. Tyr will be done first, which means there will be a Fimbulwinter. Some of these villagers will die, but that's a sacrifice Shelty is willing to make. And Fimbulwinter with flaming weapons together means that Shelty will not be able to freeze the armies, so this is gonna give reGulate a little bit of an opportunity, but at the same time, running with nearly dead Hersers into throwing axemen isn't gonna go well, as they'll just be picked off one by one. Even the raiding cav, which technically counter the throwing axe, they're barely able to wrap around, and they're already dead due to how pathing works in the game. Bear in mind, Mythians do not get affected by flaming weapons. In fact, they'll all get frozen by the Frost Giants, and Ragnarok will be cast, and here comes Shelty's counterattack with, I don't even know how many villagers he had, but it's gotta be 30 plus, so here goes. Maybe it wasn't 30 plus? What? Dude, he actually lost a lot of villagers. Okay. This is the one chance for reGulate to survive, but I don't think he can. He doesn't have the population yet. 65 population, so we're gonna type GG there. And thanks to Killuminati for the raid and for now that's Shadowful for another 100 bits. You guys are awesome. Shelty's awesome too. He gets a point on the scoreboard. Okay, here we go with game 2. reGulate is gonna be sticking with the Loki, which is very understandable. Makes a lot of sense. It's one of his main gods after all. Whereas Shelty will be switching to Set in this one. And we're not supposed to have the sponsor interface in the game stream. Sorry about that. Looks like there was a little bit of scaling harassment going on. The priest and the hyena. The hyena protecting the priest actually to make sure that the Ozark can't just kill the priest. That's actually a really important move to keep your early game going. As said, there's gonna be a second scaling made. And yeah, there's gonna be a serious threat of losing the priest. reGulate is super heavily committing to that snipe, and if he can get some more of this, oh my god, that priest is absolutely toast. What a great early game. This is what I wish Archaic Age was like every time, so that I could do hype commentary. Thank you, reGulate. He's re-regulating the game, and note to confirm with the chat, reGulate is not redo, these are different players entirely, similar names. Wow, the priest is dead, which means that Seth no longer gets all these huntable animals for free, especially having denied the rhinoceros is a huge play. So just knowing that information, that this animal exists right there, and going after the priest was a stroke of genius. reGulate pays for it with a little bit of town center time at the cost of the Ozark, but what he gets in return is a very safe second hunt spot. So I'm a huge fan of this. Shelty, however, could punish with an early advance and some sort of shifting sands play to trap all of these villagers. There's currently only 3 out there, but as soon as the giraffe expires... Oh wait, there's 2 giraffes! reGulate has planned out all of this, so actually shifting sands is not going to be a threatening play for a long time. Shelty might need to go 2TC, but he doesn't have that many people on gold. And his advance doesn't look all that fast. It's not going to be a 4 minutes advance at all. He's out here eating rhino. It's not the strategy at all. So I'm thinking it might be a later advance into a fast heroic. That's what I would expect at this stage. reGulate is going to wall him in to make sure that a farm commitment has to happen at some point. Just getting map control as Loki is entirely logical, and I love to play. Alright, what upgrades do we have on the laborers? Is just hunting doggos. And for reGulate, also just hunting doggos. But for Seti is coming up with a safe temple at home. No need to rush anything. But at the same time, you know, if that temple was a little forward, couldn't you deny the hunt? Maybe you could. But at the same time, I guess this rhino would be gathered up. That's not really an issue. Unless... at advance, both the Skraeling and the Ozark and a Hershare and the Myth unit showed up. Then they would have to run. Lundberg's dad is in the chat, says you guys suck. My son can single-handedly beat you guys. Oh my god, this is like a reverse of what happens in high school. Oh, my dad can beat you up. He's like, my son can beat you up. For the record, Lundberg is one of the AOM streamers. In case you guys didn't get that. Alright, we're gonna have a vision. We might have a little bit of villager harassment with shifting sands. Okay, Shelty's going for it anyway. With the Pharaoh, in addition, the Pharaoh has super high pierce DPS, so a snipe should definitely happen. Oxcart at the very least. But the villagers seem to be getting away, so this is gonna be awesome. And now, Oh my god. Shelty is freaking eating reGulate's Rhino. He's making the proxy barracks. What do you mean Norse will build the proxy temple? No, Egypt. The Boomersive. They will build the proxy barracks with 7 villagers. No one power. What is happening? Oh no. Shelty almost lost the laborer. It didn't happen, fortunately for him. He's got all these animals nearby, which will be additional hunt. These show matches are just built different. These are not the same as the tournaments. Why can't it always be like this? We've got 1 monument to villagers, which I assume is for Shadoof later on, but there's plenty of food sources for now. Shelty being super efficient as he usually is. Getting the berries first. Maybe even gonna think about that hunt out there, I don't know. Then the piggies are at home, which is also great. But going for the piggies last, make sure that they can fatten, right? They get up to 300 food at the end. Right now sitting at 160 something. Give them time, they'll be worth a lot more. What's that relic again? We've got the Tail of Cerberus, which is Myth Unit special attack recharge. That's useful for the Avengers or the Scorpion Man later. We got the Anvil of Hephaestus, which is cheaper armory upgrades. No one's in a rush to get that right now. reGulate has enough of an army here to defend, definitely. The Pharaoh is actually kind of under threat. Chased by the raiding calf, he can't do much about it. I think Shelty is just gonna do what he can and trade here. Oh, the trolls spawning in as well are gonna help a lot, but the priests already killed one. They'll fall, however, but at the same time, there's so many axemen and slingers, and even the villagers are joining with their kitchen knives into the fight, but I don't think Shelty wants to take a full-on battle right this second. Healing Spring comes in as well. Wow. A lot here to heal. I think Shelty might want to chill a little bit, but no, he's in attack mode. He's going for the throat. He's gonna slap reGulate. Backhanded. Can reGulate take it? Can he take the punch? Can he hit back? Or is he just gonna go down? This is a stressful moment for him for sure, but that troll is healing. These units are healing. Priest doing a lot of damage though. That will go down quick. He's not making any extra myth units, even though he has 49 favor. I kind of think he might need some trolls, but these priests just do a number to them, really. All these idle villagers, though, that might be already the damage that reGulate needs. Just roaming around here with the calf kind of gets that sort of work done. Now look at this. The gold miners are safe, but not safe. I wouldn't say that it's time for the raiding calf to go there. But any distractions that reGulate can cause would be great, especially with all of these units going home. Man, Shelty has still these 6 villagers idle, not gathering food. He barely has food for that matter. I wouldn't be shocked if he stopped being able to make units. Which is why he's making double slingers. He's trying to fix it. But double slinger will cost a lot of wood. Do we have enough for that? No, 5 villagers, definitely not enough. More like 10 is what you need. To keep up that production. What a video game. Okay, we've got the ox cart blocking the rhino. This is amazing. Eventually we'll head to the villagers, but already down to pretty low health by that time. Good stuff. Raiding calf still not medium. So the towers are hitting pretty hard for them right now. Right, there's no more villagers in the army, so improvements were made. Shelty took the feedback to heart. Those slingers hard countered the throwing axemen. They never had a chance. So much more range, bonus damage. Not taking any back. And now we have spearmen as well to handle the calf. The raiding calf really cannot take this. These boys have 40% hack armor. I mean, they look pretty bare-chested to me, but maybe I'm just spelling it wrong. I don't know. Yeah, actually one of the things I dislike about this mod is that the good point, Russ, that the X-Men look a little bit too much like villagers. It helps us tell them apart, but yeah, they're kind of using sickles here. I suppose it's a Kopesh. Yeah, might want to revert those, honestly. All right. Next hunt pack is being gathered from, let's see, those economic upgrades. We got pickaxe here. That's for reGulate, and for Shelty we still don't have anything more. He's finishing up the piggies. And then I assume it's time for farming, which then will be infinite. Okay, we have 3 trolls made. I'm glad reGulate uses his favor in the end. And that little bit of wood he has. What happened to the ox cart here? Okay, we're transitioning to the next gold mine. If Shelty can get his eyes on that, he might actually be able to get something going with gold starving. Currently just destroying the longhouses, but given that reGulate is already max population, he's gonna be fine. He during the fight he'll spawn a troll. He can make some extra longhouses. Yeah, losing all these buildings is not that cheap. It's not the worst that could happen to you. Definitely losing villagers is a million times worse. But yeah. Okay, 15 villagers moving out. This is reGulate's chance to go and hit something. Actually get some damage done. Did those trolls, just all of them, miss? Or was that just 2 of them? Even so, that's bad. Yikes. Especially with those low attack speeds missing and the priests around, yeah. You don't want that. Okay, they're starting to hit now. But the Pharaoh's going to town, the priests are going to town. The kitchen knives are helping though. It's female villagers showing the priests how it's done. And Harrier spawn will completely turn the fight around, and Shelty's army has completely evaporated. He's got hard countered here. Wow, great stuff. Keeping alive the trolls as well, which will regain some health as they shoot projectiles. I think this one is actually attacking a priest, which is why there's not much not much gained from it. Yeah, shooting the obelisk will be a slow process too. Then again, reGulate himself is kind of battered and bruised, and I do think he needs a little bit of healing. Those units could use a bit of TLC. Got the 9 laborers on the gold mine, and out here still the 15 gathering the hunt. Okay, attacking with the myth units is interesting, but they can't keep up with the vills, so it's very easy to run away and plop down those Never mind, no farming. It won't happen. Shelty does not have the gold. He's gonna have to commit to Vegets, which will be a good counter to Hammer Trolls, which are now upgraded ones, yeah. But yeah, Vegets just seem to be doing a bit better to me. Although their stats are worse, they're not as easy to get to because these Hersiers will have to get past the Axemen first. A bit heavy on the spears now, but so long as those Vegets and the priests can work, at least the trolls get picked off. And Shelty did retreat now, but there is another rhino here to gather from. That's 500 more food. reGulate, however, going up to Brugg, and he's got his gold economy set up. He'll be able to spawn in as much as 4 battle boars by the time he reaches the next stage. And then you have flaming weapons as well to back that up with. Battle boars will absolutely destroy this classical army. There's no question about it. It's just, will the gold miners get completely surrounded by spears first? We'll see. Anyway, it's in. And we've got a lot of bruised Hersier. With reGulate being pretty far away from 115 population, this is actually hitting at a really good timing. Pretty much an anti-timing for reGulate to right now not have anything here. and do not have an army. Because as soon as you have flaming weapons, you kind of want to be just a moment away from an engagement and then suddenly press that button and watch the Egyptian army evaporate, but that's not what we're looking at all. Shelty is picking off so many units before it even begins, and it's gonna be all down to the battle boards, guys. Like, they are the ones that will decide the fate of this next few engagements. Having to switch to farming at the same time definitely doesn't help, and all these throwing axemen being made are draining the gold off reGulate. He also hasn't been gathering, which is also draining the gold, but he has 2 gold mine locations. He moved on with some gatherers, which is not as efficient. Dwarves do the job better, but some gold is better than no gold. Okay, Einherjar spawning in, and with 2 of them now, that's mini flaming weapons on top of the actual flaming weapons that just got cast. This Egyptian army is a goner. Toot the horn, and that's that. The Battleborg gets buffed, the gold miners were getting wrecked at the same time by this very nice late reGulate. Takes a game back from Shelty. Well done. Apologies for the slow scene switches. I'm doing my best, but not having my phone to control OBS is garbage. Does the game feel much smoother to watch? I mean, I hope so. I'm glad to hear it. Smoother compared to what? Alright, let me update the website scoreboard. reGulate event set. No event Loki. Beat set. The villagers farm, mine gold, and chop wood, build buildings. They for sure have better tools and kitchen knives. Then why do they fight with kitchen knives? I don't get it. They have hunting bows. Surely that's better than kitchen knives. I also don't get it. Anyways, gamers, here is the stuff. Our score. Our third map is gonna be picked in a moment, but currently we're up to 1-2-1 between these guys. Shelty taking the first game, reGulate taking the second game. The maps do not get repeated, the winning gods do not get repeated. And we're moving on. It's best of 7 as a reminder. Trying to get them news. The smoothness of AOM, it kind of depends on networking. So, if some of the players are lagging, it's gonna suffer from smoothness problems, definitely. So it's just possible that we have a good connection with these guys, and there's no lag as a result. Alrighty, next map is going to be Marsh. Is there prize money? Yes, the winning player will take home $40 for this one. I think that's the wrong map he just sent. reGulate. Okay, we're not gonna get Marsh. Ravils with bows. That would be something. Alright, gamers, the next map coming up will be Tundra. It has been decided not Marsh. We have confirmation. Let's get in there. Okie dokie, we have got our game 3. Got a bit of a matchup switch in this one. reGulate is now gonna be the one to play Set. And then on the other side of the map, we have got Max Train, aka Shelty, coming in with 12 goats. Nice, that's Odin. So he immediately used his Great Hunt God power, turning the caribou into more caribou. What is this? 6 of them? Turn that into 9, and he increased his number of goats as well to 12 from what? 7? Yeah, that's awesome. That's a lot of extra food. Using it on the goats this early is probably the most economical thing you can do in terms of total food that you get to store. Reason being, they start extremely low. So below 7, I don't even know the exact number they start at anymore. But it's gotta be something like 60 food that they start at, right? And you use Great Hunt on that, it's barely going to use any of the capacity of the God power. But then they fatten up to 300 if you let them. This is Sparta. The priest. The priest is in a little bit of trouble. I want to say that it should be possible to save it, but tell you what, if Shelty really tryhards, he might be able to house block this priest. Here comes the pharaoh to try to body block the Skraeling. A little bit of healing will be necessary on that priest. The pierce damage actually isn't getting it done. The TC will just about save the priest. Oh my god. Imagine just a single house block there. Could have made the entire difference. Ooh. Oh, we're missing that. There we go. All right. Yeah, Odin villagers, they gather hunt 20% faster. So on top of hunting dogs, that's a pretty crazy gather rate. Let's take a look here. That's 1.28 already from hunting, whereas for the Egyptian villagers is 0.99 per second. Now they get empowered though, so they drop off more at the end with Set here. The pharaoh gives you an extra, what was it, 20%. I really thought that that priest would be caught. Anyways, yeah, good point as well about the goat split. The goat split is no accident. You're actually able to use shifting sands to steal goats. And splitting them up makes it so that instead of stealing 12, you only get to steal 3. You could split them up even more. If you really want to. But that's also kind of splitting hairs at that point. Now we've got the raven spawning in, and Ptah is on the way for reGulate. Oh man. Freya coming in for our Odin player. So we might get to see a little bit of fast TC situation, I think, but not without the shifting sands used aggressively. The pharaoh and the 2 priests heading out. With 2 laborers as well. Interesting. Where are they heading? Just to hunt? Okay. I guess they're gonna hunt. Oh, someone just completed the Marvel sponsorship. Thank you. Doesn't say the name, but thank you. Anyways, got a little bit of early harassment. These guys arrive here before the advance is done for our Norse player, Shelty. He might steal 2 Aurochs. I don't think these dwarves should allow that. We've got the infantry and Herser popping out. Trying to go after the Pharaoh, but the Pharaoh microing back. The priest still doing some damage, and the Veget and animals would add further body blocking to this. So actually the gold miners will be harassed a little. Losing a set animal is totally acceptable for this. I mean, look at all that idle time on 4 dwarves being caused. One of them almost dead. Hell, this Veget could probably stick around and pick one off if he really tried. But I am a little worried about the Herser popping out. Where is the houses? Excuse me. Shelty, you are in a little bit of trouble here with the housing situation. Just like in real life. It's just too difficult to afford. In Age of Mythology, there's no renting, so you have to actually build your own houses. And guess what? The villagers are gonna stand on the foundations of that. They're actually protesting, not allowing people to build their own houses anywhere they please. You need to get a license for that. And one of them will die for their cause. Might see a shifting sands getting used. That's a very aggressive vision right now. I'm pretty sure it will result in something, and without the house done, Shelty will not be able to pop out further military units. He just got the one Bjorn Storm Eater, and that's it. Shifting sands is getting used to get rid of him. I think that might be a little bit of a waste. This hero definitely gets out of there, but controlling the gold mine is all that matters. reGulate is really on top of it. He's scouting with the hyena to see if there's any more gold mining going on. Very sad about this Aurochs currently fighting the army. It's getting converted eventually. Okay, out pop the Cav, out pop the Herser and the Oathsark, but the second longhouse still not done. The spears should be able to handle themselves, the priest helping too. Oh my god, did Shelty just destroy himself and his chances in this game with the one house? Oof, yikes. Okay, another longhouse coming up. Making fun of poor UK citizen. I'm in the UK. I'm speaking from experience. Not a UK citizen though. Yeah. No voting rights. As an immigrant, I officially took their jobs, gerbs. Not anymore, I guess. Oh, wait, forest fire. But instant reaction from reGulate will regulate that. And we've got the priest to heal up the spears should it be absolutely necessary. I'm a little bit surprised he let go of this. Like, there's a lot of opportunities to still deny the gold, but if he gets all these wood-cutting villagers, then we're still in a fantastic position for reGulate. He really can't complain at this point. He's making this many spears, by the way, not because he specifically is scared of raiding cab, but for the speed. And he already gets 3 kills with them. This is not something that, for example, Axeman could have done because of the lower starting damage as well as the lower speed. And yeah, switching back to the gold mine is a good choice as well. Using the Pharaoh to snipe that Herser, which is like the one thing that can actually fight the spears. He wins. That was extremely decisive. I love the aggressive play. I love the confidence. That was chef's kiss. Beautiful. reGulate is OP. He should play the tournaments, dude. He should play in the tournaments. That's what this is. So, we've got water, ahoy sailors, Hades for reGulate coming right up in the blue color, which is camouflage on Mediterranean. On the other side, we've got Shelty playing as Chronos. Pretty spammy Civ, can definitely overwhelm you early on. The early fishing ships coming in. The oracles are gonna scout from both sides to try to find this dock as soon as possible. Then it will be deconstructed with the starting god power. A little bit of chicken gathering. I would have expected the pigs, honestly. But with the scout going after the oracles, it really makes sense. The pigs don't have enough meat in them to really sustain this. So we're gonna get a little bit of heavier wood collection going on. And look at this. reGulate is making sure to keep felling these trees that are close to the dock. Spots that the oracles are nearby. Tries to whack them, but there's still the second one. I'm not a huge fan of this. The scout can take care of the work. And you can eventually just make a dock cancel. Oh man, he did not cancel that ship, so it will take a second to start the dock. This fishing ship will be full of resources, so the storage is maxed out at 30 if I recall. Sorry, 25. And he's not able to drop off or gather further until this dock is complete. So not only is going to be Shelty up by one fishing ship, but he also has actually more food in the bank, and his one ship has gathered more. All the little things that count. Sentinels have been summoned in for some extra defense. Not sure it matters much. Actually, this gold mine is one of the most harassable Mediterranean gold mines I have ever seen. If Shelty did try to commit to something on land after an initial scuffle on the water, I think he can do a ton of damage. So time shifting forward the temple is definitely one of those plays he should consider. He's already moving the piggies back, which is pretty good stuff as well. Stealing it from our Greek player. Generally speaking, you don't need a lot of pigs, but if you're not able to establish water control, then you will do. It's all about how much fishing you can keep doing in the classical age, after all. It's a dead oracle right there, ladies and gentlemen. Are we going to see a forward temple or not? Prometheus is coming in, but Shelty for now, saving resources. There is no additional dock coming up. Is he skipping on a second and third dock? Is that even possible? It would be crazy if you just all in this gold mine. You can still do it, you know. Thing is, Ares advance is coming up for reGulate, and he's only now switching to the gold mine. So if this Prometheus advance was hitting it super hard, always making the oracles, this should be huge. Focus can be researched very shortly. How much does that cost again? It's over here. 50 wood and 2 favor. It's not much at all. Like, the favor is a non-factor. 50 wood, it's, I guess, pricey, but if you can hit this temple, if you can deny those villagers on the gold mine, I think that's a pretty big moment. Now hitting the docks, Ares up 80%. The dock won't be destroyed, but hitting the villagers, I think, would have been the play. Alright, so we've got a double dock. And double by reams are being spammed, but this is going to be offset by Pestilence, which is going to be cast by the scout immediately. So, the land fight is in the end what should be happening anyways. Just cancel those ships, make a counter barracks and a military barracks, and start a land aggression. Might be able to pick off the Cyclops to begin with. Okay, the path blocking wasn't that strong this time, but anyway, the ships can come around and protect the Cyclops. So that's been fairly clean from reGulate, well done. He also wants to build up a larger ship count than what Shelty can put together. He's just left them in progress, no worries. A military academy is coming up as you want to make Murmillos with all this fishing income, not Terma, which will then block your ships from being made. Good job with the Ajax and baiting further archer ship shots. Actually, these archer ships are doing massive, disgusting damage to the military barracks. Buildings in construction or being time shifted don't actually benefit from the armor, so arrows especially ship arrows, which shoot multiple shots, will be doing their full damage in this process, and an additional 80% damage on top. And thus the military barracks has been destroyed. Ajax is picking off every single Promethean and their offspring. Wow, and the Promethean children too. And what now? We've got a Chiron. This is starting to really get somewhere on the land for reGulate, as well as on the water. So we've got 8 ships of triremes versus 9 triremes. Or, sorry, triremes versus biremes, yes. And if the numbers are any similar, the triremes are going to win hard, because they have 290 hit points versus 240, better attacks, better pretty much everything, armor included, except for speed. And, yeah, triremes might be more expensive, but so long as they're going, they're going. Promethean will be forced out of that temple in no time as well. Now Shelty is getting close to 75 pop. He'll need to make a manner to not get housed, but I guess if he loses his ships, that all balances itself out, sort of. That might actually be enough biremes to kind of take the trade. It definitely hurts to be shot at by these Hades dogs, but at the same time, with so many of the triremes going down, yeah, the spam factor is definitely still strong with the biremes. reGulate was in the end not able to keep an equivalent count, not having a third dock to spam from. At this point in time, when you have 25 villagers, you can kind of do 2.5, right? So what he's gonna do is now garrison the remaining ones into the docks, and he'll pop them out when he's ready. But there won't be a third dock very easily made at all. Chiron has been harassing on the other side, however, so this citizen is absolutely getting slapped. But so long as he can get that Chiron under control, everything should be fine. Just needs a handful of land units, which is fine, considering the advantage on water right now. 69 population versus 53. And granted, there are going to be a bunch of triremes getting made at the same time. The economy of reGulate is not looking bad at all. He has hand axe, at the very least. Not pickaxe. That would kind of block him from making ships for a while. So he doesn't want that. Might lose another fishing ship. Good pick off by Shelty. Just get out of here. Keep building those numbers up. And Chiron should be able to run away just fine from these Murmillo heroes. I don't agree with the Valor. The stat differences are pretty minuscule between the normal Murmillos and the heroes, so I don't think that was worth it. Chiron can just run all the way home. Ajax, not so much. Either way, I like that little counterattack that Chiron did for sure. This Cyclops will be picked off. Very sad that Cyclops can't pick up Atlantean citizens. That would be hilarious. Because it's like so easy to get away from him as well. Oh well. Strong push from reGulate though. I'm not sure Shelty has enough on the water now to defend against this. Is he going to... Is this whole thing gonna blow up in his face? Man, if reGulate takes another game here, it's gonna be so difficult to come back in the show match. reGulate might have it in the bag if he wins this water fight now. All he has to do is just stay in a nice concave, not over micro, not pull back 5 ships at a time. Just keep shooting. You're in such a huge lead, you can stop making ships yourself. You can grab a TC and then resume ship production. Hell, get a land army, because actually the Atlanteans are coming over to deny gold mine. Oh my god. Yeah, that might be a little bit late. So now the ships are gonna position themselves to snipe some Murmillo. But this gives an opportunity to these docks to also keep shooting the triremes. Still, reGulate had enough numbers that it doesn't matter. That's more than enough to just win the water outright. And now, it's all about this land rate. Can the villagers defend themselves enough? Is reGulate going to keep alive enough villagers and keep them working so that he can get a land army as well and not fall behind in that area. I think we might be looking at a fantastic surround. This is a full path block. The villagers cannot get through, and the Murmillos will be picking them off with the Terma shooting from the other side. Towers will need to be researched. That's pretty expensive. Could have been almost a TC. But with so many villagers going down, I think Shelty is kind of doing the kind of damage that he needs to be doing to get back into the game. Maybe he can grab a TC. Maybe he can gold starve. That would be crazy though. Question in the chat, who is reGulate? High level supremacy player. Should play more in the tournament. Right, Shelty, 105 population to 70. That turned around quick. We've got the military barracks getting time shifted forward. Sometimes these Mediterranean matches can be pretty dynamic, actually. These ships are now fairly useless. They could be technically killing the docks, but Shelty has a surprise in there. Say hello to my little friend. How many ships are we talking about? 7 here. 8, but they're badly wounded or damaged. I think Shelty might be able to retake the water if he takes on the wounded group first. Oh god, he's going for it. He knows. What you gonna do about it, reGulate? Comes back with the other ships, but yeah, a lot of the triremes have been destroyed. And now I think Shelty has a kind of foothold on the water as well. If these triremes had been together, that could absolutely not happen. But separately, seems like Shelty has just about enough to make it happen. And now he's got land. He's got water. I think he might have just equalized his situation for the entire series, not this game. This game is heavily in favor of Shelty now. Unless we're gonna see a heroic advance from reGulate and him breaking out of his base suddenly. It's gonna be tough. He's not gonna get a water myth unit, because Hades doesn't get one of those with the heroic advances. Neither god supports it. So it would have to be like a siege ship or something that he brings out to bonk the biremes. Loses the entirety of the water. Shelty can now go into town center grabbing mode. He can replenish the fishing ships so that he has more food coming in, which he actually really desperately needs. Should spend a lot of the will on that. But I think what he did instead was make farms. I don't like it. You already have the wood. Just make those docks go to work. Then again, I guess he's near full population. He just wants to make the last remaining military units that he can. And get a tighter grip on land. Get that gold mine control. I like it actually because this is more aggressive and takes the initiative, can put the game away. But at the same time, if he just gets cursed and the Hades army still comes back, then it's a tough cookie. Alrighty, the citizen might get kind of weak, but Chiron dies before. So this is not going to be a big problem for Shelty. Even if he lost that citizen, I think it's fine. He's already at 17, the limit being 25. Oh god, bunch of those Terma falling. Oh wow. Does this have granulations? No. But the gold control is fantastic. Like Shelty has time shifted forward buildings to both. Might get the temple before Aphrodite is researched. Oh, 90%. 150 health. Yeah, this is gonna drop before second temple. Oops. Get cursed. No weak citizens affected here. But the budget chimera is out and will shoo these Murmillo away with ease. However, if he goes this far out, they'll surround him and one of them turns into a hero, so gotta be careful. Anyway, let's see what reGulate can do now. Maybe a handful of Hippospists, maybe. Is he trying to go fast Mythic and Earthquake something? Get an actual Chimera because the budget one not strong enough? You never know. Okay, there's still a bunch of fishing ships here, but docks aren't making anything. He might actually be trying to go for a Mythic. Oh man, he's doing it. But how? How is he gonna get the gold, dude? Especially against an Atlantean who's gonna be 3 TCs. So what? You destroy a TC, still has 2 TCs. Probably gonna steal your 4th. What's the relics in this one? Also Bergwagon for the caravan speed and cost. Copper Forest for better Myth damage against building. What? Hero against Myth damage, yes. Another budget Chimera Roar, starting to actually kill stuff with that. The temple is getting overwhelmed with prayers. The faithful have gone on a pilgrimage. And that's 3 more villager kills, wow. Having to sell so many resources, oh my goodness. There's another great raid from Shelty. He's gonna take back a game. So the series is now equalized at 2-2. We'll definitely have a game 6. I gotta say, Shelty made a fantastic comeback in this one. Loved watching that. Very fun. Blue color. Score is now 2-2. Can this man bring it back? This is reGulate playing as Ra. And on the other side, in the red, this is Shelty, aka Max Train. Maybe he likes trains. Maybe he practices very hard. He's playing Oranos anyway. Which means he can text while driving. Atlantean does give you license for that. Pharaoh's gonna scout a little bit around. Find absolutely no hunt, but does find a little bit of cows, a 2nd TC, 3rd TC, as well as a gold mine. So it's not too bad. Like this could be a lot worse. Ra, typically speaking, will be relying for food on their farms anyhow. So the initial batch of food should be just fine. But the Pharaoh will keep scouting just in case. When is the next AoE 4 tournament? There will not be one anytime soon until we get real big sponsors, because Age of Empires 4 tournaments are sadly way too expensive for us to properly get into. So because we weren't able to get any community attention with what we did, we are going to completely pause them until the day that we can get sponsors and it makes sense to do. So yeah, I mean, with a game where $70,000 are flying around every few months, I don't think we can make a big impact with our current budget. In Age of Mythology, I think we can make a difference. So here we are. And we're here to stay with AOM. Don't worry about that. Alright, Boots of Kick Everything has been picked up by the Pharaoh. Finds quite a bit of hunt. So this is not that low of a hunt situation on Alfheim here. It's kind of on the medium side of things. Good amount of deer. But does Ra's gameplay allow you to go that far out and still profit from it? I'm not super sure, honestly. This Oranos TC is going to be making a 7th citizen. So at least the advance from Oranos is not that early that you can go and punish those hunters super hard. I think this should be okay for reGulate. You'll still get a decent advance time of like 5 minutes or so. Maybe a 4:30 if he's extra super clean with everything. Okay, he started a monument, so not that. 5 minutes is what I would guesstimate. Shelty generation. Halo Wars fans will love it. We need a crossover between these two games. They're so freaking similar. Like, imagine Halo Wars 2 players playing Age of Mythology and vice versa and just seeing what happens. Both games have these super impactful powers. Both games have a sort of leader or god system where you can play one faction and then have that in several different ways. They're so similarly structured. It's just Age of Mythology is much more of an economic optimization game, whereas Halo Wars 2 is more of an action RTS. That's, I guess, where the difference comes in. So if you're really into the slow build-up and base building, then you're gonna prefer AOM. And if you're more into the engaging early game and epic battles with big booms, then Halo Wars is your game. Alright, what other relics do we have? We have the Girdle of Hippolyta, since the chat was asking. That's the only one I can see? Come on. Anyway, the Prometheus advance has been done for a while, and the Pharaoh will take the Boots of Kick Everything, which is hero speed, back. That's nice, because as Ra, you kind of have to walk your Pharaoh around a bit to base to help defend against the Oranos spam. Looks like we're gonna have 13 gold mining villagers. Is this gonna be a fast heroic? Yeah, looks like it, but where food? There is actually no food income for reGulate. What is going on? I guess he's gonna start farming early, not going for the cows at all. Aatrox can play AOM. Who sponsored this Showmatch? Us. This is a MetaPlace event. But Iron Maiden picked the participants as part of his subscriber benefits. You can subscribe on the website to directly support that project and get perks like that. Should you wish to, that's exclamation mark subscriptions. No, side subs in the Twitch chat, and it's at the top of the YouTube description as well, in all our videos. So we have like a Patreon thing going on. But anyway, the show match is from us for you. Fill the space while we figure out our next league, which is coming. I don't have an announcement today, but we're working on it, and maybe 1 or 2 show matches later we'll have the official announcement and let you guys know. During the thing, of course. Alright, the wooden wall will be fought through, but another one is coming up. Kind of works like the Hydra. Not in AOM, but in Mythology. Cut through one, another comes up. Oh, that's a gap! Oh, that's a wall! Beautiful. Beautiful quick wall there. Can the units actually move around, though? Seems like a gap, but maybe not. Anyway, house is quick enough to destroy. And yeah, reGulate will be stuck now in the classical age for a long time. It's all about that farm economy. He has to get that going. He already has Shadoof. He doesn't have Plow yet, but that's on the way. Skin of the Rhino is on the way. He's gonna cast Rain on just that few. I mean, at least the good news is that using Shadoof, the farms actually get made a lot faster. But yeah, I don't know, 10 farms? I kind of like to see like 14 or even 15. at this late stage of the game. It's already 8+ minutes. And I'm honestly not a huge fan of this Ra build that he did. Usually people get an earlier second TC and they're kind of safe in the process. And this is off of no units as well, so... Another house will be destroyed, but that's cool. TC and the tower are actually picking off quite a handful of units. Really good walling overall. Shouldn't be doing this with too many wall pieces though, but I mean, he's trying to wall. We're not gonna be too strict about it. Double settlement for Shelty to try to come back. We focused enough on the Ra. Let's take a look at the Oranos side of things. Also getting up with an armory. And resource saving wise, we're starting to get to the point where Oranos can also go heroic. And you guys know the Arcus and Destroyer combination is actually so very strong. You can pair it with Stymphalian birds. Ra actually has difficulty securing a second gold mine against stuff like that. And when you have trouble getting your second gold mine, you're gonna have trouble making priests against the Stymphalian birds. So that causes further problems. And a Ra player might be actually forced to try to go for a fast mythic in base without being able to leave. The Vedget will be picked off. Yeah, so the wall chips are not really allowed, not on the starting tower. But we're gonna let it pass because whatever. reGulate is fairly new to our events. He probably just doesn't know. And Shelty didn't complain, so we'll let it fly for now. Trio's bow is a really good relic. Gives your archers 2 more range. That is not nothing. Especially when it comes to chasing this rock, those Terma heroes are absolute giga chads. And now with Shelty fortifying the TCs, I think he can kind of smell some kind of mythic transition, but I don't think it's coming just yet. He's just hurrying up so that he doesn't get tornadoed. Well, there's Heroic Age. Absolutely no bird business. It's Satyrs. Which means Hyperion was picked. More and more of them are coming out, by the way. And Shelty has quite a bit more favor. Oh, wow. He gets the rock. With the chaos. That's awesome. So the rock will be killed off here. Mother Nature controls it now. And also, chariots have been picked off. Oh god, the lag is real though. This is in-game. Because of our connection with each other. So somebody must be struggling. And we're gonna have a pause. Arco spam has begun, however. And we've got some small raids on these gold mines. Handful of units will be needed to protect against that. Double Amygdala definitely is a very strong play to try to protect this. Now, of course, this can be destroyed by destroyers, but we're not seeing any yet. No, not a single palace has been built by Shelty. He's also not looking to set up a heavy Heroic Age economy. No caravans, no nothing. He's got 22 citizens, which is kind of enough. Bear in mind, the Ra player is still very far away from 25 citizens. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. Oh, citizens are safe in the manor. Camel goes down, chariot runs away. All is well. The Ra player hasn't really gotten that many raiding actions done. The Arcus numbers are growing. Bear in mind, both the chariots and the cavalry will be able to dodge projectiles. These guys have 5.5 speed. Projectile dodging really starts to begin above 5 speed, but 5.5 guarantees it. Even against the Terma, you just gotta run them around and ideally not get hit by melee units, because then you slow down. A good opening here, definitely for Shelty. Might be able to push in quite hard. getting medium infantry. Doesn't have a lot of infantry, but every little bit counts. The TC comes up just before he arrives to whack it. Valor comes down, but there's barely any Mythians to take down. I would like to see that Pitsuka's targeted then, but not gonna happen. Generally speaking, Valor is something that's not all that valuable at this stage. Well, you know what? Shelty can just chill. Pick off as many chariots as he can with his Terma, which he still has a good number of, and these chariots are actually kind of getting wrecked, so that was a cost-effective trade. Now pull back, go Mythic, and he's gonna be in a fantastic position. Even though reGulate has finally caught up with the TC count, all these gold mines are under Oranos control, and it will be pretty easy to get the Sky Passage going up top. They're not that expensive at this stage of the game, so we'd definitely love to see it. Along with palaces, of course. Hecate is coming through, and with that Mythic Age transition, one of the Migdos would definitely go down. Especially if supported by the army, the Tartarian Gate power will be protected against the villagers, which could technically take it down at high cost, but so long as you protect it, it's cool. And here's the palace, which I assume is not for destroyers at all, but for fire siphons. Amidst all these Arcus, they should be just fine. Plow coming through for our Atlantean player, but our Egyptian player hasn't been idle at the same time. Irrigation's up. Shadoof has been done for a million years. Shaft mine. Yep, it's pretty good stuff. Nothing for wood. No hand axe even. That's slow gathering, especially for Egyptians. 80 villagers have been restored. Sun-dried mud brick is coming in. 45 town centers coming in. That's gonna nullify the ability of fire siphons to easily go through the TC. But at the same time, you know, fire siphons can manage. That should be fine. There's no masons just yet, I don't think. It's not in the queue either. So the crush armor is still gonna be pretty bad. Lee's got hand axe coming in, and I like that Shelty is kind of trading away the Terma the best he can. The double palace push is gonna be super powerful. I'm not sure what the barracks are all about. Is reGulate trying to protect his Migdol from being destroyed? That will still be destroyed though. We even got a handful of destroyers trying to destroy stuff. Oi! There's a Tartarian gate, but there is immediately an elephant to try to hit it. Are we gonna see Fire Siphon? Fire Siphon and Destroyer, so both of them are coming out. The Terma have been gotten rid of. And it looks like these Tartarian spawn will take down the elephants absolutely no problem. As strong as the elephants are, these things are even better. And once the second Migdol stronghold goes down, oh wow, convert on the Lampades. Hitting the war elephant of these Arcus. Kinda getting the arrow fire to their face. Be a good idea to leave the Tartarian spawn to their work, honestly, and just back off. Fire Siphons will take care of this. There's still no Masons. It's coming through. Osiris is coming through, which will actually be the big deal. Shelty kinda does need, not Watchtower, I think, but heavy archers would be fantastic to see. The Fire Siphons are now under attack by the Tartarian spawn. It's kind of working against him. But with only the one Son of Osiris being around, that doesn't do that much damage. We're gonna see a little bit of repair going down for the TC, but Shockwave getting used to get rid of those. Shifting Sands on the Fire Siphons is going to actually save this TC. Unbelievable. But there's more Fire Siphons where that came from. The Arcus doing what they can to pick off a handful of villagers, but that was definitely cost effective. We've got some good raiding going on as well, and the chariots will be dodging the Arcus shots. Son of Osiris very exposed, but at the same time, he can kind of take it. We're gonna have a Locust in the other side where raids going on, but no citizens getting sniped. The mass repair on the TC going to save it against the Fire Siphons. And we've got magic coming in, which makes them mercenaries, which are population-free units, stay alive for a super long time. 70 seconds total, I believe. Okay, the Osiris is getting a little bit out of position there. Chain Lightnings might be powerful, but he doesn't have a whole lot of armor, so can't heal him either. That's not a thing. Catapult will try to take down the palace. Heavy archers are in. So now these are more able to snipe that Son of Osiris with higher damage, higher health. Can take a bit more shots. Alright, so now that this is held, now that Egypt is mythic, can they hold it? I think it all just depends on making a handful siege towers rather than catapults. The catapults are not that useful, but if you can hit fire siphons with siege towers, that's great, but none of them are being made. No siphons are being made. It's gonna be fanatics and destroyers. It's an all-human army for Shelty. Tortarian spawn actually going into the main. They're kind of idling, so definitely very lucky here for reGulate. The villagers haven't gotten that many upgrades. Quarry has been done, I think. Anyway, here goes the attack. The Arcus heroes have picked off the mummy, and the remaining ones are sniping the Son of Osiris again. But there's enough support with chariot archers and all that. Architects is coming through. It's gonna be very difficult for these regular medium destroyers to actually hit that TC and do anything meaningful. So yeah, you'll need fire siphons or heavy infantry with at least bronze weapons done. None of that is the case. There's no copper weapons. Oh, copper weapons. There we go. Alright, here come the Arcus. It's a good amount of them. It's 18 Arcus sniping the Son of Osiris. This man will have to garrison. He won't do it. Can't afford mercs. And with that, reGulate is going to... He could have afforded some mercs, but I guess he didn't want to drag out the game any further. Even with this push going on, I don't know. I think... Wait, sorry. Shelty resigns. Shelty resigned. Sorry. Ooh. Yeah, I agree with the resign in that case. Sorry. Getting mixed up here. He got tilted by the wall segments. I'll say technically not allowed. So hopefully this is all cleared up. You can only make them around your towers. But I think we will allow this to go because Shelty didn't complain at the time. Okay, gamers, we have another one. Wow. Chronos. Blue. reGulate. Red. Loki. Max Train, aka Shelty. Awesome. We've got bits from Now That's Cheddarful. My boots are brimmed. What was that? How many vetoes are we gonna have? Okay, I have no idea what's going on anymore. My favorite Avenger is when you cast Eclipse on them in AOM. And they spin to win. It's great. You know when you get several and use Eclipse? That's just sick. Not even fair. Right, let's try this again. reGulate, blue color, Cronus. And red color, Max Train, Loki. That's Shelty. Big map, lots of space, lots of hunt. Loki loves it. It's so open as well. It's very difficult to actually wall these craters off because of the height differences. So, it's not easy to place a building on the edges. It's kind of disallowed as well. So sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. see what gets found out. Already found some nearby hunt for reGulate, but he's got a boar in the back. He's got 3 more. And then a ton of elks. But this is Loki heaven. Like, you can kill the enemy's animals, gain some favor from that. There's so many relics. I think 5 relics. One of them is the Pygmalion statue, which increases villager hit points by 40%. That's crazy strong. Then we got the Pandora's box, which reduces Mythia training time by 25%, which is not very strong at all. There's a crazy discrepancy between relic power levels. It's kind of a meme. They're more random than the maps themselves. Shadowfell says his favorite Avenger is Kaboom. You know what? Me too. Gotta love the rage streams. Oh my god. Oh, the thing. Yeah, let's do the thing. Game freezes. Looks like it's gonna be a pretty standard start. Loki should advance by 4 minutes, I suspect. Is the temple done? No temple yet. Oh. What? What are we looking at? What is this? Shelty? He doesn't want to get his temple deconstructed. I have never, ever seen that before. What? That's so far away from home. Like Spider-Man. Dude, these people are just addicted to this Marvel stuff. Hey, he finds a relic on the way back. Eye of Horus, that's a little bit of extra population, very nice. Wait for these Hersiers to come home. That's a long way home. And we've got a forward temple time shift. Where? Over here. I think Shelty, reGulate can just park all the buildings nearby. And he'll go nuts. This gold mine is so exposed, and Shelty's reinforcements are so far away. This might be a brutal Chronos rush, even though it's not a very fast advance at all. Not even close to being a fast advance. This will be a 430 with a similar Forseti advance. Haha. Giga chat business. Okay. Dude, if Shelty can defend here, I'll lose my mind. Kitchen knife battle commence! 7 villagers will definitely beat the 3 oracles, even if they're heroes. Forseti advance will happen first. The Hersier will get a whack in. Several kitchen knife hits going through. The relic is path blocking. Oh my goodness. Several of these oracles might die before they reach home. And all that's left is this one Promethean. Shelty's build worked out, if you can call it a build. He's got a relic in there. It's fine. We'll stop him from getting housed. So good. What is even happening in this video game? Hold me, chat. I'm scared. We've got Terma. We've got double Mermillo production. This is gonna hit hard. There's no time shift forward. Shelty is picking up more relics. The Pygmalion statue is going to be definitely valuable. And the Promethean Offspring just about doesn't find the temple. Are you kidding me? Imagine that deconstruct. Imagine stealing the relics. Oh. 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 Hey, Soup is going to win the Pandora's Box tournament. Chat has voted and has spoken. Ugh, deconstruct the longhouse. Ugh. I hate it. Ugh. Yikes. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, there's a lot of units coming in, however, from reGulate. He can make up for that. It's so easy to remake a long ass. It doesn't take long at all. 1 unit cycle or 2 will be cancelled, but you get the resources back as this ends. It's really not that big of a deal if the army isn't fighting at the same time, which they're not. So now either reGulate makes something happen with this play where he still has a unit lead, or Shelty recovers and he starts spawning in Mythians with these Hersiers, and reGulate regrets his entire life to date. Wait, what's this relic? Thundercloud Shaw. That's Pierce Armor for your units. A good spy in there. I think it's one of these Murmillo. Might be the Terma. Yes, the Terma actually. And yep, that's gonna be alive for a long time, giving away the position. Allows Shelty to preemptively react to any potential raids. And he'll be at home picking berries. I could use a berry now. Don't have any at home. I have blood oranges at home. Maybe I'll have one of those later. Actually, so red inside. It's more like blood red, not blood orange. Anyway, Emerald of Hephaestus here. Might be a decent pickup, but doesn't matter all that much. It's just a 10% reduction on those armory techs. Still, it adds up, you know, every little bit counts, blah, blah, blah. These Hersier now have their speed with Hall of Fanes going up to 5.72. That's a pretty big improvement over their base stats. And now medium Murmillos are in, which are kind of able to hold their own against these. Terma certainly are not, though. If more of the army was together, I would say Atty can fight, but not like this. Shelty pulls back and will be able to use his healing spring once he casts it. He has got a watchtower. And if these guys don't get intercepted, I think the Loki army is gonna get big enough. At full population, the Hersier army will absolutely demolish what Atlantean has to offer, especially without Cairo Ballista. So every pickoff, super valuable here. Woohoo. I don't know, reGulate. You gotta make something happen, man. The closer Loki gets to full pop, the more scary this becomes, especially in the heroic age. They're already making that armory. You don't want to make that many Hersiers and commit too hard to a fight, when you can just go and raid around and pull the Atlantean army into many small bits. Oh my god, I think he got a citizen path block right there. It won't make it to the tower. That's 1 kill. A troll spawned in. And another manor will be attacked at the same time. There's enough defenders, I assume. Wait a second. Did everybody just get out of here? Okay, so the TC is pretty much all there is. And there's nothing being trained. Shelty is hoping to make it to the heroic age in time, and he just did enough drop-offs. Wasn't able to get the manor there, but an armory made on the other side of the map, another proxy building, because reGulate is not looking. Shelty knows he's not going to check there. And now going to the heroic age, gathering a little bit from the goats. The TC is kind of enough, considering how weak these units are. They are in a sorry state, man. Especially if 2 towers can fight at the same time. Oh, you know what could have been done? You could have put down another armory here, looking like you're desperate to get that thing up, and just fool these guys into attacking the building. That would have been hilarious, but at the same time, okay, high-level players will be able to tell that no villagers are popping out of the base, so there's that. grabbing these kills is definitely fantastic. Every little bit of that is going to be so important for reGulate. He might be able to make it to the heroic cage in time to get out some Arcus, but bear in mind these Hersier can dodge that. They'll have flaming weapons in a moment, and during flaming weapons you can generate so much favor, more than you know what to do with. So right now, these guys are looking for a surround, looking to spawn some Myth units. Oh, the Iron Harrier coming out at the same time. That's gonna stack up with the flaming weapons. These guys get a crazy spike of damage right there with flaming weapons together. 17.6. Without the Iron Harrier, Scream, thingy, horn. With it, they go up all the way to 27. And now, reGulate has to run. Run, boy. Oh, God. This Atlantean town center is made of paper. I'm losing my voice. reGulate's losing his voice. It's a bigger problem. How many battle boards will there be made? The temple is real far. Trying to make one boar, one boy at a time. Did flaming weapons do enough damage? We're about to find out. Cersei are still fighting. They're still building their favorable meter to summon some Myth units. There's another Iron Harrier now. And trying to run down these citizens should be a big play, but that was a lot of walking and not a whole lot of hitting stuff. And Battleborn. It's a traitor. Behemoth, easy pickings. Good amount of favor as well. Bear in mind the Hersiers get double favor compared to normal units. And they generate some passively too. More Iron Harriers. We have flaming weapons at home. That's cool. Not enough heroes here to take care of them all. And there's more battle boards coming in as well. The Hersiers are holding strong. 169 health in the heroic cage, which is an automatic upgrade. That is an advantage that heroes have over normal units, so definitely benefits Loki a lot here. Mountain Giant spawns. That is something you can go and siege with, especially a 1 TC player like reGulate here is going to be in trouble. Shelty has made it to 38 villagers versus only 14 citizens. This is definitely a very winnable position right now for Shelty. But not much counterplay being in sight anywhere. reGulate has too much gold. He needs to sort this out as soon as possible. Get some Arcus going as well. Mountain Giant's actually very weak against pierce damage, so Arcus heroes, great counter. Yeah, for a siege unit, Mountain Giants are actually pretty flimsy. But 1200 health, that makes up for a lot. Heavy infantry is through the Fordos Murmillo, and they're starting to show their power. reGulate gathering a little bit of wood, but he's down to 75 population, trying to make the manors with 2 citizens at the same time. It's like Shelty knows, and he's hitting the other manor. Definitely gonna get it down, even with all these heroes helping out and whatnot. So for a moment, a unit or 2 will pop out, but that's kind of it. Something needs to take down this Mountain Giant, and pronto. So Battleborn, Mountain Giant, and Iron Harrier. Things could not be possibly worse for reGulate. There's a huge army of Hersiers as well, so they might spawn more anytime. Oh, I think that Horn actually didn't affect that Mountain Giant, but yeah, it's pretty cool when you get to do that big hit at the same time. So that's gonna be a GG, and we are going to a game 7, ladies and gentlemen. This is not over. 3-3 is the current score. reGulate has reached the last letter of the alphabet, and he picked Zeus. Epic. What a gamer. On the other side, we've got Max Train, aka Shelty, going with Odin. So let's see what the daddies of each pantheon can do. Greek pretty strong on water normally, but Mediterranean would be super favorite for the Greek, but Midgard, maybe not so much. There's definitely some power spikes to think about when it comes to Midgard, with tons of fishing ships, the Greek ships not being that much better on this map than the Norse ones, and the frost hitting you super hard. That can go a long way, but at the same time, being able to easily afford the Greek infantry on a map with a lot of food does give Greek a lot of potential to make it to the mid and late games where Norse kind of starts struggling. Time to get a Stream Deck considering the phone problems. I'm pretty sure the Steam Deck would also have trouble sometimes with connection to OBS, but it would be more stable, I agree. This is the first time this happened to me anyway, so not too mad about it. I can do one stream with some problems. I think it's been fairly smooth anyway. Anywho, we got already 6 fishing ships from reGulate. That is very impressive pre-3 minutes. Of course, Shelty doing the same. He knows how to play this game. He's got 7 fishing ships already. I shouldn't have to count like that. We can see in the UI. A little bit of warning going on so that he doesn't get rushed. Makes a lot of sense. The gold mine is very protected in this one. I'm actually a little bit surprised to see so many gold miners early on, but Shelty going for a really economic game here. Tempo is very far back. Understandable. One thing about reGulate is that he's not been splitting up his wood gathering operations yet. I guess he's still a little bit further away from having the necessary food to advance. It's not going to be like a 430, it's a slower one. Should expect dock number 3 and 4, honestly, from this. But he also doesn't have that much wood. Only 7 on wood, not 8. Which is kind of what you need for quad dock playstyles. And then the advance would be even slower. So maybe a 505. For Shelty, actually same, you know. They clicked up at the same time. Am I single? I'm married. Thanks for the offer, now that's Shudderful. So it doesn't look like anything rushy is gonna happen. There's 2 wood lines of 7, 8 villagers each. And we should see dock number 3 at the very least. I don't know if reGulate will actually go for number 4. Will he go harder on the land? Will we see a ship spam? Okay, here's the Ravens trying to find those wood lines and for a quick forest fire, or Shelty can keep it and use it at a later point. Potentially open some path. Honestly, getting rid of this big forest in the back could be really useful. Or this wood line in the front. Because if he gets rid of that one, the gold mine opens up a lot. And that becomes suddenly very attackable. Per scene is going to be researched. That's a lot of fishing ships for both sides. 15 to 17. Okay, Boomer. No forest fire. Looks like our Greek player might just be aiming for the heroic age. Now with 9 villagers on gold, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, there it is. There it is. One of the villagers is definitely going to die there. Surely. Oh my god, 11 health. Come on. Not ending up chasing with the Valkyrie either. No bolt coming through. But that's definitely something you can follow up with another raid. Would love to see it. There's a raiding cavalry being made. Double pumped, actually. But with our Zeus player going for heroic already. It's gonna be interesting. Do we have pickaxe at least? Yes, we do. Definitely way too much food right now for reGulate. There was a bit of a miscalculation there. Probably don't need as much wood either. Oh, he's actually pulled off of gold. What? I guess the miscalculation is that this many triremes were made. Is that really necessary? Shelty's not particularly aggressive, but then again, without the scouting information, how are you supposed to know? You're supposed to do the scouting, and oh, we've got a gap in the wall. If you can call it a wall. Several villagers will be going down here. Although these are just normal raiding cavalry, but the hoplites here to help. Shelty's going to pause it. Not sure what's up there. There's that wall chip again. Oh, oh. Yeah, please delete that. This is not allowed. Yeah. Should definitely make a full wall there. Yep, they can go. But basically, you just make a longer wall here, like, yoop, yoop, like that. Okay, Minotaur will be wrecking those. And Shelty got absolutely cleaned up. No doubt he's a little bit tilted by this. He just had no way out. But I don't think that's actually a wall off. Like, there's still gaps there. I think he could have gotten out that way. Going up to 5 longhouses. Holy moly. No, the only wall chips that are allowed are for finishing walls with walls, not buildings, but around your towers is okay. For this, you would need a longer wall, because wall chips just come up way too fast. There's no cost to it, there's no time investment. Alright, looks like the villagers will be picked off. And we are in the heroic age. Where are the dinos on the water? Ah, there it is. At the Scylla. That should beat back the longboats, no problem. And also, I think we have enough hoplites to cause trouble for the raiding cav. Shelty kind of throwing away some, but with the throwing axe and the Oathsarks coming up, they'll be able to fight off the hoplites. That's why we're gonna see Hippa's pissed. And medium infantry from reGulate. Bear in mind, restoration will be available. And this Minotaur has been going strong for a long time. I just wonder where Odysseus is. If the Hydra joins the fight, should be in a really good spot from there. But it's these 6 throwing axemen that are just tearing up the Greek infantry. Has Shelty done it? Is this all he needs? Oh god, that's a lot more Greek units coming in. And they're gonna have restoration available to save the Hydra if needed. I think Shelty's gone too deep. reGulate pushing out now. Oh man. That's a big turnaround on that fight. Definitely. Look at that population. reGulate is up to 108 population, soon to be 115. That's maxed out on 1 TC. He's gonna have Resto available still. Freezes the Frost Giant, but a little bit late with that. Is this the fight where you use Restoration, I wonder? Would keep alive the Minotaur, maybe. But is gonna allow it to die, actually. With more Toxotes and Hippospis coming through, this is becoming harder and harder for Shelty to fight. He's down to 75 pop. And though these ships are doing some work, dodging the Juggernaut shots as well, this is really where the game could be won for Shelty, but with such a hard push coming into his main base, he has to respect it. You still are going to town. Getting the fishing ships, already got several kills. The gold miners are in trouble for sure. Oh, that's a great frost by Shelty. I'm so glad to see it. Is he gonna be going up to Mythic from here? Probably not. He's spending a lot of money on replenishing his army and he needs it. You guys know it. Of course, reGulate can use this time to cancel some units and get the TC sub. Can go all the way to 3 TC if he wants to. Pre-praying in the temple, what's this about? Got 44 favor, but no Scylla in production, no dinos in production. So what's the business? Now moving away from the army, going to another gold mine, I assume. Oh wait, he already has 17 gatherers over here. And that's a huge Norse army. The only thing is it safe to leave this group alone? It's not that much, but 7 Hippospis still can do some damage in your base. Won't kill a TC, but you definitely can kill some buildings with that. So, now with Shelty grabbing the forward TC, having spent all his resources going up to heavy infantry and having 130 population by the end of this, can he actually take a fight? It's going to be against 145 population from reGulate, but reGulate is also bleeding units. And he's going to have restoration, but with that amount of throwing axemen, it's over 20 now. You kind of can't do too much with restoration anymore. Even with bronze and restoration, it's a bit iffy. That said, bronze does make a big difference. Look at those Hippospis tanking like a champ. You kind of have to focus fire there. Hydra especially getting healed a lot, but it will go down. And this allows now Shelty to just pull back and kind of chill. Not even going to do that. He's just going to keep fighting, pick off every single unit there is here. reGulate comes in with further archers, but they're just hitting a TC right now. Scylla must have been cleaned up while we were not looking. And the villager count is still fairly even, a little bit in favor for reGulate. That's a great raid right there. And he's coming in with so much more troops that Shelty has to respect this. He's got so many low villagers. So those will need to go to another gold mine. This is the most protected one right this second. Throwing Axe are not exactly a sieging unit, but they can mess some stuff up. They can definitely secure this gold mine area and force reGulate to switch up to one of these, which then can also be controlled by the other group. This could be the play. Oh. Several kills coming through. And denied from gold mining. This could be the play, ladies and gentlemen. Shelty is starting to build up his resource count. Ragnarok can't be too far away. And we all know that that is actually the end of the world. If he goes tier, that wouldn't be the end of the world. Not for reGulate. That's actually what he wants. The villagers can easily take this beating from the throwing axemen because they're protected by Toxotes and the TC, but at the same time they can't gather, so it still hurts. And there's several here that are super weak. If Shelty can loop around and hit that, that would be sick. A bunch of transitioners are going to the gold mine on the side. Nobody's got eyes on that. 7 hoplites are gonna hit the main TC. Not backed up by too much stuff. I think they'll not be able to do this. That would have needed like twice the amount to confidently kill the TC, but it's not gonna happen. Shelty just gets Watchtower. Hell, he could cancel that and go for a faster Mythic at this rate. Look at how much defenses he has. But he's gonna play it ultra safe. Make sure he doesn't lose barely any units. And he's Odin, so he can regenerate too. Good for reGulate that he secured a gold mine, but he has to leave from here. In terms of upgrades, we have absolutely nothing for reGulate, just medium infantry and archers. We have heavy infantry for Shelty. Baldur is coming up finally, and we might get to see like copper mail and shields by the time that finishes up. Hopefully we'll see copper shields. And from here, for Shelty, all I'd like to see is just max out. He's got enough on the water in terms of fishing ships to keep going with his production. He can make 2 villagers at a time. He can make several fishing ships at a time. And if he makes a handful of long ships, he'd be able to defend against the Pentacounters here as well. Already the dock is doing some pretty good damage back. Oh, don't hit the TC before. That's kinda unnecessary. I don't like it. I don't like that he's doing this. I kinda wish he just did a little bit of gold control. Not take direct engages and just come in with the rack heroes and whack everything. But he's gonna take the trade. I guess it's not going too badly. With the Frost Giants getting targeted by the Toxotes. Oh god, they're running through medium cav. Okay, Shelty knows what he's doing. I shouldn't backseat him. Gets everything, garrisons the TC, and Ragnarok is through. That's probably gonna have to be game. 244 population against 124. Hera's coming in. Can reGulate hold for long enough? The Medusa, oh god, he got 45 TC. Could this be his moment? The Rack Heroes are here, and Shelty's very smart about splitting them up. If he can hit 3 locations simultaneously, that will minimize the damage from Lightning Storm. And he's got still some pretty good resources behind this, so he can queue up some Fire Giants, no doubt. Would be nice to see an extra temple from him. But anyways, he's got the full line of bronze upgrades. And Hera is actually in this TC. This TC is going down. reGulate doesn't have resources to repair apparently. The other TC is lost. Gold miners have been knocked off from both of the gold mines in the back. Oh man, Hera is gonna be cancelled. Unbelievable. reGulate has to restart it in the main, which is fortifying like a madman right now. Filling it with military academies, getting out as many Hippospists as he potentially can. But might lose all his villagers in this process if those Rack Heroes have a word to say about it. 20%, but the Fire Giant now helping out, and that's a massacre over here. 10 vills going down at least, and potentially more coming up. Now, those Hippospists are doing a good job fending off the Rack Heroes, but actually Shelty pulls off the TC and goes after the vills, hits a ton of them with the splash damage from the Fire Giant. And so many vills are going down, oh my goodness. Really good job with the Silas, by the way, on the counter attack. That's a great move. That's a great move. There's gonna be a Karkinos as well if he survives to finish off the water. But losing this many villagers, Greek is down to 14 villagers and there's an entire army of hungry raiders in his base. This is not Gucci. Oh man, I don't think Lightning Storm will be even enough against this. He's trying so hard to keep the base going. And yeah, you know he needs it. This Lightning Storm is going to happen though. So that is reGulate's only way back into the game. He's got so many garrison units, he can pop them out as soon as Lightning Storm is done. And see what he can do after that. Shelty is splitting up, but it's not enough. Lightning Storm's range is enormous, so you have to keep that in mind. Pulling back the Fire Giant, trying to keep it alive against this Medusa, but 3 Ragnarok heroes chasing there, trying to catch this unsightly lady. Oh, but still gets petrified on the Fire Giant there. That's a lot of Hippospists. And right now, Shelty is kind of broke. Can't train units. Oh man, has reGulate actually held this back? He's got so many infantry units pumped out. He's got 21 fishing ships. That's enough to keep making villagers forever. All he needs is a little bit on gold, but there is another TC up. How many Fire Giants are we going to be looking at? If it's 3 Fire Giants, oh, it is 3 Fire Giants. These Hippospists are toast. They have no health, no way to heal. This is gonna be a disaster. Shelty should absolutely stay in this game. He killed so many villagers still. I mean, there's just 21 villager fishing ships, which will help it to come back a lot. But Shelty also isn't completely broke. Like, eventually this will stabilize. And with 3 Fire Giants, you can do a lot. You can pick up Harter's Folly as well for some All-Stark line of sight. Just kidding, nobody cares. But now the triple Fire Giant, how do you even deal with that? I want to see those special attacks. Please target them manually. Oh, that wasn't good. It's still something. It will come back for the next fight. But yeah, that could have been a lot better. Will it be 4 Fire Giants? Oh my goodness. That will actually kill an entire army. Especially when they're this low. Those are just medium hippos. They're not even heavy. They don't have any hack armor. Just what the base unit has. So TC Garrisons is the only play. Belorphin is out. Okay, that might be meaningful here. Oh, can he get on top of these Fire Giants? Bear in mind the Woobly Belorphin's cooldown is not that great. You won't be able to keep jumping back and forth. Have to be quite smart about it. Oh my god! Several Hippospists going down. Another Fire Giant is ready to throw. And that hits a good number of units as well. A Medusa comes out somehow. Some way reGulate was able to make another Medusa. And with that, Belorphin plus Medusa plus Odysseus? Yeah, that will push back even 5 Fire Giants. This is actually getting pretty good. Now let's see another special attack on those lined up Hippospists though. They are egging for it. Let's see it. Ooh. Okay, several kills coming through, but 2 Fire Giants going down. In the process, the Medusa dies. But how are we doing for the economy? It's pretty equal. Shelty can keep going. He's got 3 town centers, and reGulate only has 2. There's a very healthy gold mine here and here. How do you're not gonna stop that with just Hippospist. So either we get to see Myrmidon so that they can actually fight off those raiders and whatever. Maybe they can even get Beast Slayer so that they can actually fight the Fire Giants. And then we're talking. But the Hippospists just don't have the health to stay alive in this more intense army fight. What are done here? Is it just Masons? Yeah, just Masons. By the way, where's the Carkinos? I'm a huge Carkinos fan. Just putting that out there. Did it die? Come on. Did I miss the Carkinos action? That's not fair. Boo. Anyway, if Shelty catches those Greek villagers, that's big, big trouble for reGulate, for sure. I think he's about to. Sorry everyone for missing your Carkinos action. It might have been deleted, to be fair. Oh. And the villagers get out. What the hell? That's crazy. Okay, 3 TCs versus 2 still. But for how much longer? There's not a significant Greek army here. Hoplites are being made. I would have liked to see Myrmidons, honestly. They're more cost effective, not pop effective, but cost effective. Fire Giants are down. This is Greek's time to shine. The TC is not gonna go down to pure raiding cav. I think Shelty needs to get the hell out of here. I'm not loving this trade. Not at all. The hoplites are doing a number to him. Bellarfin comes in and cleans up. He's going to go down himself, but like the TC is getting so many free shots up on this army, and the population is closing in a little bit. The villager numbers are staying fairly equal, considering that there's fishing ships, and the water is completely controlled by a 5-headed Scylla. Whoa. But yeah, Shelty is now able to triple pump the villagers. The equal counts won't last very long at all. And he's already ahead. 56 villagers versus 31 fishing ships and 21. Vills and fishing ships are 31 and 21 respectively. So that's behind now. Give me Beast Slayer! We're not gonna see it. There's like one fire giant. Medusa don't care. That's fine. We don't need Myrmidons here anymore. Yeah, I do think that Zeus can do this. Just takes good use of Bellerophon. Getting rid of those ox carts. That's something you can absolutely bully with Bellerophon. What's Shelty gonna do about it? Chase it with raiding cav? They're the same speed, so they won't be able to actually kill him. And thanks for the further bits, Cheddarful. Very Cheddarful indeed. Has the other Scylla been deleted? Not yet. Doesn't need yet the population, so it's cool. Those are now heavy hoplites. 16 of them. Starting to get into the territory where they can threaten TCs. But these gold miners are more than happy with what they're doing. Actually, Shelty doesn't have an ox cart on these hunters. If he noticed, that would be nice. He's got 70 vills. But the good thing about Norse is that you can get 80 vills plus 40 dwarves. So you can have a purely land economy here and still be fine. Bacchanalia is getting researched of all things. Where is the Medusa? Okay, there it is. This army is not suitable for sieging. Love the pullback micro on the Medusa. I love the multiple Medusa made in this game. Myrmidon are happening. But you know, when you have enough economy to sustain the fully upgraded hoplites, they're just better. We're very far away from that. So the Myrmidons are still a nice addition, I think. And we're not gonna need Beast Slayer, that's for sure. Wait, the crab is on the main dock? What? I did not see the crab. I'm getting... Oh, it's here! It was cloaked in the water with the blue color. Look at its eyes. It's so cute. I can't wait to see what this thing will look like in Retold. Everything should evolve into a crab anyway, right? So, peak AOM gaming. Anyways, champion infantry is done for our Odin player. No further armory upgrades yet, but actually if bronze mail got done, these hoplites would lose a lot of their value. Yeah, the Myrmidons and Bellerophon are way too much for the raiders to deal with. That's just not gonna happen. Great hoplite raid in this heavily populated area. Bronze mail is getting done. Flood control is getting done for Shelty. He's starting to farm rather than rely on the fish economy anymore. And yeah, these 14 super hungry hoplites are going to town. But they're getting into a choke point, and this fire giant is going to be more than happy about that. Oh, it's almost all of them, but they're champion hoplites now. Chad PN hoplites. Medusa down. Yeah, Medusa are kinda not that great before the upgrade. Then they get quite healthy after. Masons and Quarry coming in for Shelty. reGulate also getting Bronze Mail. Of course, against Norse, you got a huge benefit from that upgrade. Funny thing is, these villagers can still fight the throwing axemen hand to hand, especially with Belorphin and TC support. So all that Shelty is getting done here is just reducing that villager count a little bit. Might get that Belorphin kill, which is great if he does. But axes don't track very well. Does manage it in the end. Oh god, here comes the walling, but there's a double Myrmidon. reGulate is going to tap out. He didn't feel like he had enough to bring this back. Even with all these infantry upgrades coming through, the economy was just not in that good of a shape. I feel bad for him, but with 2 TCs to 4, totally understandable. Shelty takes the show match, and with that, the 40 bucks and the glory. Man, 317 kills versus 284. This could have gone either way with just very small tweaks here and there. Fantastic series. I'm so happy we went to 7 games. That was awesome. We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.